To all the geeks and nerds, welcome to another episode of Beyond Logic. And we are here in 1.13 still. We have not upgraded. Yeah, so 1.14 came out during the week. And we did some testing last week on pre-release 5. And we saw some things. It was a lot better than I thought it would be last week with that test. So I wasn't actually too worried. But then it turns out that Mojang changed some stuff between the last pre-release and the full release. And yeah, things have gone downhill. So I'm not upgrading yet. I think, as a content creator, I want to stay relevant and be on the latest stuff as much as possible. But at the same time, we need to only do it when the game is ready. And I feel like the game's not ready. Not quite yet. So we're going to stay on 1.13 for a bit and wait until there's a point release. I think there might be a point release this week coming, and we'll see how that goes. And if we still don't think it's ready, we'll wait for the next one. And we'll kind of take it as it comes. But anyway, let's get on with this episode. So this week we are going to do some work in the Death Star. So we've done. I was kind of looking back at what we've done recently. We've done quite a bit of building. We've done a lot of stuff in the Nether. We've done a few bits and pieces in the overworld. We haven't done anything in the inside the Death Star for quite some time. So today's the day we're going to rectify that. And what we're going to do, I've decided we are going to build over here a control room. Yes, we're going to have a control room here, similar to what we've seen in the movies, with a whole bunch of levers and buttons, that kind of thing. And my plan is that all of those controls, all those buttons and levers, will control all of the farms, all of the contraptions inside the Death Star. And I'm thinking about that because, like, for example, we have like our crop farms, let's say, for example, down there, and they are chucking out stuff left, right and centre. But I've got loads of it now in stock. I don't really need any more. And of course, all the time they're creating entities, and those entities are flying around the Death Star all over the place. That's more stuff for the game to do, creating more lag. So I'm thinking that once we've got enough stock of a particular item or a particular thing, we could just turn those farms off. Of course, we do need to think about 1.14 because those farms will probably break. But I think it'll be good to have some kind of infrastructure all set up in place because we're going to have to redesign those farms probably. But that's all right. I think if we have a central control room, it'll be good. So let me get some bits and pieces together, get set up, get a floor in place. We've got somewhere to start. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it yet because we've got lots of farms all over the place, and we are up here. We've got lots of farms, like we've got our pumpkin and melon farm down there. We've got the wheat farm here, cactus farm here, got all that kind of stuff. So yeah, sugarcane, all that's down here. So we've got to somehow route signals and things like that from up here. So a little bit technical. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But we'll have to see how it goes. All right, let's get set up and get started. Here we are with the very start of our control room. So I've done a bit of sketching in Creative, so I've got an idea roughly of what I want to build, and we'll come on to that in a second. But I think the general plan is, I think I want to do this room first, get all the controls in place first of all, and then once we've done that, I want to visit each farm or contraption sort of one by one and work out how we're going to turn them all on and off. I've got a good idea about, I think, all of them except the melon and pumpkins. That might be a bit more tricky, but we'll come back to that later. And then once we've done that, then we can link up the control that's in this room down to whatever contraption we're trying to control. So yeah, let me stick a picture on the screen of the control room from the Death Star that I'm kind of taking inspiration from. Now again, like lots of these things here, it's not like an exact representation of what's in the movie, but gives us some clues and some inspiration of how we want to do this. So yeah, so how this is going to work here is we're going to have some red on the side like there is in the Death Star itself. We're going to have a lamp, and we're going to have a bit more red, something like this. And then we're going to have an item frame here that's going to represent the thing we're going to be turning on and off. And then there's going to be a lever above it. So obviously when we turn the lever, we'll get the lamp turning on, and we'll have to have a redstone signal coming out the back that then links up to the various contraptions. And then we're going to have some decorations, like we can have some chairs like on the floor here, kind of representing, chairs, I guess. So yeah, need to think out what we want to do with the floor and obviously the ceiling as well. So I think with this we can then have some pillars that come up on the side. And so if we have a control wherever we have a sea lantern down here, so we have kind of groups of 4, so 4, 4 and 4. So 12 along this side, 12 along this side, and then another 16 at the back. That gives us 40 controls, I think. So 40 control should be enough to manage everything we're going to have in the Death Star, at least for the medium term. So that should be all right. All right, so let me. I think what I'll do is let me get all these controls in, try and get this room pretty much done, and then we can start linking these controls up to the farms. Here we are with stage 1 of the control room, and we've got many switches. So not looking too bad. Pretty happy with how this has turned out. So obviously we still need to do the ceiling, which we'll come back to shortly. And yeah, we've got the floor in place. So this follows the same kind of style we've done elsewhere. Yeah, just some kind of patterned blocks underneath the glass, just so it's spawn proof. And yeah, kind of looks interesting rather than just a flat piece of concrete. So that's all good. So yeah, we've got all these switches. And yeah, as I said, the idea is we're going to have some items in these item frames to represent the contraption that they control. And yeah, I think it looks quite good. So the next thing, I guess, is to work out which contraptions we're going to turn on and off. So we've got this this lever underneath this lamp is on. So here you can see the repeater get some power. So we should take the power off of these and then route them round to the various contraptions, making sure that the signal doesn't bleed across the two, that kind of thing. So we'll have a few challenges, I guess, to do that stuff. So which one should we do first? I guess we need to work out how we're going to turn something on or off. So maybe let's go down and have a look at our crop farms. There is our guy busy at work. There he goes. He's planting his stuff. And yeah, as a reminder, this farm works because that centre block there is just at the right level where the villager can plant his crops. And then it gets updated by this observer clock, and then it pops off, and then we grow it. There he goes. These guys are much more hardworking than the ones in 1.14, I can tell you that. So yeah, to turn this one off, obviously we can't stop the villager doing his work, but we can stop the items actually getting into the rest of the system. So I think probably the easiest way to do that is just to stop this observer clock from going off, right? So that's the plan, I think. So down here, underneath this farm, that's the other side of the observer clock. You see it flashing away there. So I think all we need to do here is add a piston that can pull and push that observer into place when we need it. So then it's just a case then of getting a signal from that piston up to the control room, which you can't even see. I guess it's right up there. There it is, those things there. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, let me have a go, get set up, and then see how easy this is. There he is. This guy is doing the work. He's planting his potatoes, but we can soon put a stop to that if we flip this lever just down here. Yeah. You can probably might just be able to see the rail has now stopped flashing, so this farm is now disabled. So if you have a quick look underneath, pretty straightforward, just a redstone line that goes to a piston that is retracted to pull away the observer, and this line goes all the way down to the other side, all the way down there to the other one, and also does the same thing. So both these two carrot farms are now disabled, and the reason it goes down is because when we encase this in our black concrete, like we've done for the carrot farm, there'll be a whole bunch of concrete in the way. So if you have a quick look over here, you'll see got exactly the same thing. I've already set this up for the carrots, same idea, but obviously here we've got this kind of blob of concrete that we're using to make this look a bit better from the inside. So this is all wired up as well. So the next question is, how are we going to control this piece of redstone, so effectively this lever, from all the way up there in the control room? And this is the lever in question. We need to connect this one all the way down to that right there. It's quite a long way. It's quite a long way down. Now, of course, we could have a series of pistons and slime blocks and redstone blocks to kind of just send a signal all the way down. But I'm trying to think of a better way to do it without like doing that. But I've come up with an idea. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I'm not sure if it's original or not. I'm not sure I've seen it done before, but it might be. Yeah, it's probably been done before. I'm sure it has. But anyway, I've put a setup here just kind of demonstrate. So here we go. This is my little test setup to demo, and then we'll build it up across the whole Death Star in a second. But the general idea is, imagine this is in our control room. That's the lever in our control room, and there's nothing here. Imagine I'm a magician. I get my ring and it goes round here. There's nothing here. Nothing. No string. No funny business. That's just air blocks in between. And then down here we have an observer and a bit of redstone, and here's a lamp, which is currently off. So let's see if we can turn this lamp on using some wireless redstone. So flip the lever, a water blade comes out, And now the lamp's on. And we do it again. Water comes down. And now it's off again. Oh, yes. So let me just quickly show you this. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, we have this observer which quickly pulses this block right here, which gives us the first activation, which releases the water. And then behind it, we have, if I go over here, we have a repeater. So that's going to get powered after that block on max delay. Bit of redstone dust into a second repeater onto the first setting, which is 2 game ticks, which powers this block, which then powers the dispenser for a second time. So that's just enough time. It's the right amount of time to give us a water blade that will come down, but it won't be a big area. So that's just the right setting for that. So then obviously the water that can then fall down any distance, and then we have this observer that will see the water come down, and we have this little circuit here which gives us a quick pulse. So it enables us to drop this block, so this redstone block will get extended and just stay here. So yeah, and then that can give us the power we need. And of course, if you do it in reverse, the water comes down for a second time, and this will come back because this will act as a T flip-flop. All right, so hopefully that made some kind of sense. Let's connect it up to the control room and see if this actually works. It's time for the first test. So I've connected up the potatoes. So yeah, I've not tried this yet. We need to add the water. So here is the line. So that comes out of the lever. We've got this redstone line that goes all the way over here. I'm not planning to build anything up here, so I don't mind this being here at all. And this line comes all the way down here. And yeah, this observer should see that line when it changes power state. And just in here, hopefully we can just see that there is our dispenser. We should shoot out the water in this spot right here, and then down there we've got our little collection. So it should, hopefully, if I've matched up the coordinates correctly, the water should land in there, and there's our observer and the line over there that's going to take it to the carrot farm. So let's put this in here. Water there. Okay, that's ready to go. So I think the light's off. So the light is off currently, and I think I've set this up so the potato farm is currently off. Let's just make sure that is the case. So there we go. There's our rail. It's not blinking, so this farm is now off. So that matches the lever that's in the control room. So let's go all the way back up here again. Hopefully I can land like a pro. There we go. Right. So if we flip this lever, hopefully the potato farm should come back online. Very quick, we might see the water. Oh, there's the water. There it is. Yes. Now, have I got the collection in the right place? Look at this. Oh, I love it. That is our signal. That is our wireless signal coming down in real time. Not super fast, but that's all right. Let's come down here and hopefully we can see this water land. Oh, yes. That did something. Now, is the rail on? I think it might be. There it is. It's on. It's flashing. Yes. And he's planting. The farm is back on. Oh, yes. Some redstone here. I think that's from when I was building. That's all right. Oh, yes. That is brilliant. Let's just make sure the other one is working. I had to do a little bit of jiggery pokery with this line. I had to move it a little bit. But hopefully this one should be on as well. Just double check this one. Looks like he's doing his work. And there is the observer flashing away. All right, good stuff. First farm connected. Now that has taken a lot longer than you might imagine. So I'm not sure how many of these things are actually going to get wired up today. But let's not die. Is the first thing. But I think I'm going to turn that potato farm off. There we go. It's off. Have we got another water? And there's water coming down again. Yes, that is brilliant. Love it. The carrot farm is now wired up as well, but we need to give it a test. Here is, if we have a look over here, here's the line that goes across those bricks. And you can see there's the contraption just over there. It's all ready to go. And then underneath, if we can see it from here, can we just about see it? There we go. There's the collection point over there. So let's see if this works. The farm is currently off. So it matches the light here. So if we turn this on, light comes on. Go over here, we should see the water. There's water falling down, yes. Now, is it in the right place? This is the moment of truth. Because if it's in the wrong place, obviously the water's going to go everywhere and, yeah, cause a right old mess. So the water's coming down. Let's just land here. Hopefully we'll see it come in. Here it comes. Looking good. Yes. Now this line is on. Let's just make sure the farm is actually on. In fact, let's go around the other side. See if the farmer is planting his crops. And there we go. There's actually carrots coming out. Brilliant. 2 farms connected to the control room. Okay, awesome stuff. Right. What's next? These guys cannot be trusted under any circumstances whatsoever. So I've added these to the control room as well. So at the moment it's turned off. We've got a few chickens here because I've been doing some testing, but we've got some eggs both sides just gathering up. All right, so at the back here, this is turned off because we're currently powering these 2 blocks here, so no items get dispensed, none of those eggs get dispensed. And that is just because down here we've just got a simple torch tower because the control room is literally just there, so not far to go, so just keeping it simple. So let's turn this on and hopefully we should get those eggs dispensed out. Let's just make sure this is all working well. Turn it on, the lamp's on, and if we fly on up without dying, hopefully. Oh, I can hear it. There we go. Yeah, that's empty. And this one, empty as well. Okay, so they got dispensed in the time it took us to fly up. But now our chicken farm is on. So when they grow up, they'll go up through those water streams, and then they'll end up going that way, and then into the trash compactor, which is right down there. I'm standing down here on the trench, and I think the next one to wire up is going to be the sugarcane farm. So sugarcane is right down there, and our control room is just there. So pretty straightforward. Another long drop all the way down, so I think I'm going to do another one of our water connections, and yeah, just bring our signal over to around here somewhere, drop the water down, and then we can pick it up just down around about there somewhere, and then down here in the sugarcane farm, how this works is we have some mine carts that come backwards and forwards to collecting the sugarcane when it grows tall enough. I've got some observers that fire that. Now I did notice that this is broken. I just noticed it. So there's some missing rails, some missing redstone. So I imagine we had a water spill at some point, maybe when I was doing some stuff up there. Not quite sure what I was doing. Maybe the waterway for the chicken farm. We did that quite a while ago. So maybe some water that spilt has broken this, so we need to repair that as well. But yeah, we should be able to get a signal over here and just make sure that we stop these mine carts, one there and there's one up there, stop those from going backwards and forwards when the sugarcane grows. And now we have this beautiful stuff connected to the control room. All right, let me show you what I've been up to. So originally my idea was to just block the mine carts from running, but the thing with that is this farm still operates then. And what can happen is obviously the sugarcane could still get broken, and then all of the items will just be laying around. And I think like the whole point of this is to like reduce the number of entities and reduce as much as possible what's going on. So instead, I have stopped all of these working, and the best way I could find to do that reliably is to just remove this observer. So this observer sits underneath. So we have one observer on top looking at the sugarcane, and then this kind of chain of observers that goes down and fires the pistons and brings in the minecarts. But if you just take out this observer, then it kind of stops that, and yeah, it doesn't work. So I've had to do that for all of the modules because we've got 2 here, 2 at the bottom, another one there and there. So they've got 5 on each level, so 10 modules in total. So wired all of them up, and here is our capture point for the water. So let's go up and give this thing a test. I haven't tried it yet, so hopefully this works. Always a bit nervous when it comes to first time testing. So as you can see, the sugarcane light is off. So let's turn it on. Let's see, do we get some water coming out? Hopefully we do. There it is. There's the water. Hopefully it misses the sheep farm. Should do. Yes. All right. Follow this thing down. Let's have a look. Make sure it goes into the right place, and then make sure that the sugarcane farm is then turned on. So it should land in there. Here it comes. Landed. Oh, looks like it's worked. Let's have a quick look, make sure. So there we go. All of the pistons have moved in. So that's one's in. So all of these pistons should have moved in over there. Yep, they're all in. Observers back in place, and the sugarcane can now grow. All right, awesome. I got stuck in the villager breeder. I'm in here with all these guys. So I turned it on because what I want to do, I want to try and get a villager head for one of the switches in the control room. And I thought I'd come and turn this on and see if we can kill some villagers to get ahead. But then I noticed that some babies were coming through. So I thought, oh no, I'll see if I can fix that, see what's going on. And yeah, I got stuck. So, but now we're in here and we're surrounded by some villagers. I thought let's use our looting sword and see if we can get ahead for the control room. So here we go. Let's see if this works out. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Die, villagers, die. And there we got it. We got a villager head. Yes. Some people call me Villager Logic. Now, what profession do you think I'd be if I was a villager? Now, don't say nitwit. I know what you're thinking. I am not a nitwit. All right, let's get in here. I've finished off this room. There's the corridor, and you can see around me now. We've got a ceiling on this place as well, so we are all done in terms of the control room, what it looks like. I haven't finished up wiring up all of the switches, but we can certainly do that another time. So what we need to do now is get this head in place. So let's get rid of that. That was just temporary, just so I had something. Let's take this villager head, pop that on there. There we go. That's better. Right, so obviously I know that the villager stuff's all going to change in 1.14, but hopefully, if possible, with the new mechanics, we can have a breeder that we can turn on and off. That will be the switch. If not, we'll just have to take that off. But we'll see. We'll see. So we've got the carrots wired up, we've got the sugarcane wired up, we've got the chickens wired up, and we've got the potato farm wired up as well. So I wanted to do these other ones, but I'm out of time. I'm not going to be able to do that today. But yeah, I'll definitely come back to this, and we can add to this. Obviously, as we add more farms to this place, we can add them to this as well. So this is going to be an ongoing project anyway, so it's not so bad. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right, so one more thing to do then. Of course, that last thing is a new addition to the Hall of Fame. We have a new member, a well-deserving new member. It's been around for a little while, and yeah, it's about time that this person joined us. And that person is, of course, Sci-Fi. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, buddy. Thank you for all the support. Sci-Fi is prolific in Discord as well as in the comments, helping out, giving advice, especially with the Dissecting Minecraft series. When we first launched that, we had a whole essay about some feedback. So that was really good stuff. So thanks so much for that. And yeah, welcome to the Hall of Fame. And let me know what head you want, and we'll try and get that as soon as possible. There's a couple of people I think I still need heads from, so some nominations for heads. So I will be chasing some people up, because I think the mob head pack that we've got won't work in 1.14, so we might need to go head hunting before we upgrade. All right, so, and there we have it for another episode. We have added a new room to the Death Star, a control room, so we can control all of the contraptions inside, and that will be something that we continue with as we go on, as we build out this whole base station, this technological terror. So if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit the like button. And if you are new, then feel free to subscribe. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then get it in that comment section. All right, my geeks, until next time, I will see you later.